Okay, here we are. We're back for another bonus. This is the second bonus this week. And let's just cue the music and say hello, Stats.
Hello, Stats.
There you go. And say hello, Gazelle.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. This is all new to me, because I've missed about 3 this week, apparently. There's been more bonuses than Betfred this week.
It's a Brucey bonus. That's what it is. I bet Mark doesn't even know who I'm talking about.
Who's Forsyth? Yeah, of course I do.
Oh, he did it.
I used to watch all that. Play your cards right and all that. Higher, lower.
Brucey bonus.
Brucey bonus. Higher or lower and all that. Yeah, I remember him.
What with the gun? Higher? Lower? Where do you want it? In the leg?
You don't get people like that anymore, do you? They just use the same person for every television show because there's no one.
That's right.
Dermot O'Leary in it or nothing. Since
Anyway.
Phil left.
There's a bloke on the, what is it? Take your mask off thing or something. God, he's everywhere, him.
Zorro. That's who it was.
That's him, Zorro. He's everywhere.
And do you remember the Lone Ranger? And I don't mean the Lone Arranger, which is would be today. The Lone Ranger. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, be Tonto and all that. I remember all that.
Tonto. The one with Johnny Depp in it, when he was Tonto and he had the raven on top of his head.
What, Steve? Is that where Steve's gone?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Steve on top of his head.
Yeah, no, don't say that. He'd be saying, yeah, I starred in that movie. I was the raven, the guy on top of his head. Anyway, got quite a serious subject to tackle tonight, and we're going to let Statsman move with it after he takes a drink.
Thanks for that, yeah.
Go ahead, Statsman.
Well, I guess by the time this comes out, everyone knows about the sentencing of... So I don't even like saying his name, the scumbag. I think everyone knows who I mean, don't we? I mean, I don't think anyone was expecting the length of 50. Was it 51 years?
52. Well, it's 52 years minus
whatever he's done so far.
Some other things, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking 30-ish, but wow. Fair play to the judge. No, he was going to get slammed, wasn't he? Let's face it, he was probably never going to get out.
And he never
I wonder
will.
if there's going to be an appeal coming up. Will he appeal against it? Of course he will. Got nothing else to do, has he? So he'd probably appeal against it. Well, he won't, but his lawyers will make another £300,000 appealing against it, won't they?
Yeah, and did you see the KC that he had? I mean, where's that coming from? It's got to be public money.
Of course it's public money.
We can't get that kind of action for anything that we do.
No, I can't see him having a paper round paying that type of money.
No,
to pay for the KC or whatever they're called these days.
No. Okay.
I mean, look, it was the right decision, the right sentencing. But at the same time, don't let them gaslight you with this whole, there's been a balance of the judiciary now after what happened in the summer. No, they still weaponise the justice system, and they did that in the summer. This is what should have been done. This is standard. You know what I mean? But then you've got to look at some of this. I was listening before to someone who used to work for Prevent, and she said apparently they're distracted by ideology. Well, we've seen that before, didn't we, with the Secret Service? Yeah. Trump nearly paid for that. They're saying the far-right distraction and the inability to confront the issues surrounding Islam is what's holding them back. Yeah. And actually, they're not preventing as they're supposed to. But the bit that's really getting me now is this, what Starmer said. This is a new thing. It's like it's all taken them by surprise, and this is a new thing. Well, it's not.
Oh, the lone wolf.
Well, it clearly isn't. Okay. Lee Rigby. Now, there was 2 of his killers, and yeah, they were known to be associated with Al-Mujahirun, but they took that upon themselves.
Yep.
You call them 2 lone wolves or a pair of wolves, whatever you want to do. Thomas Mayer, who killed Joe Cox, he was on his own. The Westminster attacker. You know what? If I get these names wrong, I don't care. Khalid Massoud, he was on his own. Then we've got the Manchester Arena bomber. I'll do a little test. Do you remember his name?
No. But he was working with his brother, wasn't he?
Well, this is the problem, you see. And it's going to be the same with this kid. Everyone's going to forget his name in 10 years. His name was Salman Abedi. And there was similar problems. So he was known to security services before the attack. He'd been flagged due to his connections with individuals linked to terrorism. His family and community had expressed concern about his behaviour, but the information did not seem to be passed to the relevant authorities. That's worded quite cleverly, isn't it? Wasn't passed to the. You mean his family and the people around him didn't do anything?
Or the authorities were tone deaf and didn't listen properly.
Or a bit of both. Failure to detect the bomb. The security there were poorly trained, and the security who were there were afraid to confront him due to, racism bollocks again. Weaknesses in prevent again. And guess what there was? An inquiry. You guessed it. Lessons will be learned. Well, they weren't worthy because in 2019 you had London Bridge attack and Usman Khan on his own.
Yeah.
The Streatham attack. His name is Sudesh Arman. He was on his own. The Reading attack. His name was something like Karari Sadala. I don't care if I get that wrong. 2022 in Sunderland. He did this for Palestine. His name was Mohammed Sadiq Khan. They all knew these names of these people and the ideologies that drove them.
Yeah.
Yet they didn't. But it was all right for them to say it then, was it? But not this time.
That's what gets me about part of this. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, go on. Someone else go on.
They were so quick to call out certain things as far right. And yet, this offence that this kid committed, nobody was allowed to say anything because it would prejudice the case.
Correct, John. Their guilt was presumed. Full force of the law, Starmer said. They were all automatically labelled, weren't they, as far-right ideology, which literally has no meaningful definition anyway. And what about all the Muslims who ran round and beat people up who were nothing to even do with any of the protests or riots? Yeah. They just got told, put your weapons back in your mosques, boys. This is the worst case of two-tier bullshit I've ever seen. And you know what? I'm swearing now. Everyone else is.
I mean, there's been a twist in this with that lad's father, hasn't there? Because these videos are coming out now. You're getting all sorts of stuff coming out.
Oh, yeah.
But his father stopped him going to back to the school a week before.
Well, Matt Goodwin, I commented, and I'm not kidding you, it was a long, long post, and you just hit the nail on the head. He said, I want to know why Axel Rudakubana's father did not stop him. I want to know who these people are and what they believe. I want to know why his father did not march his son to a police station, not least after he found him preparing a school massacre. I want to know how a boy can turn up at school 10 times with a knife and not be sectioned. I want to know why Prevent is not preventing horrific attacks like this one and is clearly no longer fit for purpose. I mean, this guy is going on. Sorry, Trevor, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, it just caught my ear today when they were on about it. And is he going to get prosecuted for that, for not preventing it? Would there be a case for that, I wonder?
Well, here's some of the other want-to-knows from him.
His father was anonymous, wasn't he?
I know.
That was another one, wasn't it, who got a secret identity?
Oh, yeah. He said, I want to know why the school, social services, the local council, and others did not stop this psychopath despite countless warnings. I want to know why Prevent and the state utterly obsessed with the right wing when 70% of terrorist attacks in this country since 2018, which is what Mark has just pointed out, have been Islamist, and 3/4 of MI5's caseload is Islamist. I want to know why Westminster and legacy media fall over themselves to share details of other terrorist attacks, but went silent over this one. I mean, he's asking all these questions. And I mean, it's massive. It goes on this post, and it literally, okay. And at the end, he turns around and he said, we want to know the truth and we want to change the direction of our country. Now, this guy has got some really, really brilliant points. No more brilliant than what Stats was saying, because this guy is pointing out things and he's saying it. I mean, if you want to know why, something is happening and you're not getting answers, then there is going to be tension. There's no two ways about it.
Well, that's what started it all off in Southport, wasn't it?
Correct.
Everybody was asking questions, and there was no information coming anywhere.
Nothing.
So that's when it created misinformation.
And yet, when it was anything to do with what they could link to the far right, boom, came out before the court case. Go ahead, Mark.
And not only did they do that, they linked people to those riots who had literally nothing to do with them. Yeah, as we said in the last one, Jeremy Corbyn's there when they happened. That's fine, is it? It's not the Corbyn riots. Do you know what, right? I reckon this whole... I wanted this government to hang around for a few years so everyone got a real taste of it and then thought, right, we're done with this. But I think now they should literally, in fact, probably the whole of Parliament who were around when this was going on, because the Conservatives lay some blame. They should all resign en masse.
Yeah, just
you know what?
get out.
At this point, I don't care who takes over. I think the Monster Raven Looney Party will probably do a better job. But look what they're doing now. They're not addressing the elephant. The traitors of the Uni Party now are having their little arguments, aren't they, and playing the blame game.
Well, the Conservatives are coming out, to say, look, you can trust us now because, we've got a new leader.
Look, the failure to stop these people coming into our country and preventing these massacres lays in the hands of the fake Conservatives. I'm sorry, they can keep playing the blame game, but they're ignoring the massive black genocidal Islamic supremacist in the room.
Yeah.
They've got a cheat calling anyone far right after this. And then Labour are responsible. Sorry, I'm reading off a few notes because I made loads of notes on it.
That's fine.
Labour are responsible for the cover-up and making out everyone were far right and racists for being utterly sick and tired of children getting slaughtered. These people are disgusting. Get rid of Prevent, get rid of Islam, get rid of those theories that automatically label people as, like white people, basically as inherently racist. Get rid of this Parliament.
Yeah.
Get these people gone so serious people can deal with this and protect us and our children. And you know what? How are we meant to protect ourselves? They took away our constitutional right to be armed.
Yeah. Yeah.
They've left us defenceless, right? And in our constitution, it says we should be armed under circumstances. Do you think when people are like killing our children, they're the circumstances?
I would say so.
You know what? Let's hope we don't have an October 7th style attack in this country or we're finished.
Yeah.
Because we would not be able to cope or fight back.
No.
As we're speaking at the minute, something's going on in Portsmouth that's been highlighted.
Plymouth it was, yeah.
CCTV. And they just said, oh, well, it's just it was
just one girl,
again.
Yeah.
First of all, yeah, and they put out about 12 armed police, and they put about 17 vehicles there for one girl. Who are they trying to kid? And it's happening again. Is this another cover up? Portsmouth. Think about Portsmouth. But where's Portsmouth? Right down south.
Well, it was Plymouth. Same difference.
Sorry, Plymouth.
Airport, it's all right. People have been calling Southport, Stockport. But the thing is, Trev, is like, it might have just been one woman killed. But now we literally do not know what to believe anymore because these people just gaslight everyone.
That's the point I was going to make.
That's what I'm getting at, Mark.
Yeah. You can't trust the police and what they say anymore.
Now, as this is coming out now, the Merseyside police said, whoa, hang on a minute. We were told by the Crown Prosecution Service not to let any of this out. So don't start blaming us.
Oh, that's passing the buck.
Yeah, but the point is, this is coming out now. And the CPC, and they've turned around and the Crown Prosecution people have just, where are they getting their instructions from?
It's got to be government.
Is it a coincidence that Starmer used to be the leader of the
head
main man there?
of the Crown Prosecution
And you're telling me that
Services.
he's not got any influence there. He hasn't got any friends there. He hasn't got anybody else. It's just, who are they kidding?
It stinks.
You know what? It's deflection. It's deflection from the fact that these traitors have been poor and letting people come here from shithole countries entrenched in violence. They won't do anything, will they?
And look at what Trump has done. He just immediately, when he signed that executive order, that's it. The borders were closed.
Yeah, but what have we got? We'll blame, what are they blaming? I've got a list of this. So we'll blame knives, we'll blame Amazon, we'll blame Prevent, maybe a little bit of the blame. Anyone but themselves for not taking measures to protect our kids.
But it wasn't a knife that killed the kids. It was that Rudakubana that killed them.
No, but again, like we said the other night, they've got to stop attacking those who are actually brave enough to actually try and confront this.
Yeah.
They want to continue to interfere in other countries and be the world's police, letting the world come here. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Multiculturalism doesn't work, especially with people that do not want to integrate. You're right. Yeah. You're absolutely right, Mark.
Just want to say one more
podcast. We'll be doing another podcast soon about probably the same type of incident.
Yeah.
We'll probably be doing one about the Plymouth one or the Portsmouth one, or it's all the same area. It's all got ships, loads of ships there. And we'll be on about this probably next week again, what's gone on there. And it just seems like another cover-up. You are not sending, if it's like an incident, you're not sending 15 police vehicles with riot vans and armed police in there for one incident. That's not happening.
Go ahead, Mark. Make your point.
Do you know what? I'm sick to death of these people now. Can you imagine how the families feel? Having lost their children in horrendous circumstances just to be silenced and gaslit by the people who are meant to protect them. So what? Stop being tolerant to the intolerant. They need to grow a pair of bollocks and a spine, the traitorous rats. And by the way, for everyone who's called far right by these people, don't ever, ever, ever let them call you this again. And don't ever forget what they've done. They've stopped someone from a country riddled with genocide has come here, all with these intentions of like genocide himself. And isn't it funny the way he's probably looked for a lot of ideologies and then he's found one that fit perfectly? Apart from he missed a bit where Muhammad had black slaves and he'd sell 2 for the white one. Do you know what I mean? These people are thick.
Yeah.
Do you know? I'm just furious with this.
Yeah, well,
and I can tell. The poor people who've like, what about, is it Peter Lynch? He's dead for speaking out about this. Yeah. Do you know what? A few shops were looted. All right, yeah. Do you know what? Some homes were smashed. Some bricks were thrown at a mosque. Some policemen might have got injured. Did anyone die? Was anyone of those riots going to kill people? Like, seriously going to kill? All right, maybe at them hotels, something dodgy might have happened. But did anyone die?
No. They've got to start putting the British first, like Trump is doing with the Americans.
I'm not condoning
that's it.
Yeah, I'm not condoning the violence, but look, no one was beheaded. No one's children were slaughtered or blown up, were they? Like the list of the people I've just given for 20 years, and that was only a fraction of them.
Yeah, yeah. No, I get it.
I mean, look what's going on across the world. But and you know what really winds me up? You go on Twitter, and what are all these big lefty accounts talking about now? Trump's literally Hitler. These people are disgusting.
Absolutely.
And the way of thinking's retarded, and now I'm sick and fed up with them, the scumbags.
They are. There's no two ways about it. Well, we've got to do it democratically and we've got to do it legitimately. Simple as that.
Good luck with these weak leaders we've got who won't face up to it.
Well, I've done it. I'm actually issuing my legitimate right to revoke any Labour canvasser from coming on my property. And I'm going to make it clear to them that if they do come on my property with any materials, they will be subject to a £1,000 fine for every piece of material that gets put through my door.
John, stick them all on there. The Conservatives are just as bad, if not worse.
They are just as bad.
They've let this fester in this country.
Oh, they are just as much to blame as Labour.
They had the warnings, mate. Back in the day, Tommy Robinson tricked Theresa May into a meeting to try and get this El Mudja Haroon sorted. They were literally, forming up as a group. Members of them killed Lee Rigby. That's Adjem Chowdhury's group. Lots of them have been off to Syria and Iraq and everything and fought for ISIS and Al Qaeda and all kinds of stuff. They were grooming girls. They were trying to get people to join Islam all over the country. And Tommy tricked Theresa May into a meeting and begging her to help. What did she do? Did she fix this? No, she didn't. She crucified him. Yeah. You've got to stop this now. Let brave people do the jobs if you're too cowardly to do them and get lost.
Okay, well,
sorry, listen. I went off on one, but
that's okay. Great conversation. We're gonna cut it there. All right, the music is in. We're gonna say good night. Yes, we're not very happy. No happy faces tonight.
That's an understatement, that is, John. But
not happy.
I don't think there's anybody happy in this country at the moment.
No, there isn't.
I really don't. I mean, Susan's not. I opened my Facebook tonight. Susan on friends list. Says I'm going to the dentist. I really hate everything's put in my mouth. I said, that's probably why your husband left Susan. And then I was unfriended by Susan. Uncanny, that, isn't it? So I'll leave you with that. I'm just trying to sort of leave, leave on a light note.
No, you needed to, mate, because I'm fuming.
Yeah, it's terrible.